Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and Borsog Trader. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family and the Borsog clan. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 4.53% to 19,470. Ethereum is down 7.92% to 1047. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you for tuning in. I very much appreciate us sharing this time together. What we've just done together is a quick run through of the crypto market. This is incredibly valuable information, and you can look back into the past and see how different days were performing. Overall, the market is quite red, but this doesn't mean there are not opportunities. There are always opportunities in crypto. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as references to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, the tax software I use, which is really good to use as a trading diary, and you can always reach out and directly message me on Twitter at any time. I recently started the Borsog Trader YouTube channel because a lot of people were getting disenfranchised with crypto. They were feeling that they can't make returns. You can always make returns in crypto if you have the knowledge. And the primary source of knowledge is becoming a crypto technical analyst, first marking up your charts with the CTKS method, looking for outside trends, collecting probabilities, then coming back into the crypto market, finding the market's focus, Rule 32, understanding that opportunities reset daily, and enhancing your pattern recognition. That's Rule 109. But before we actually get into any buying or selling, it's important to master emotional control. That's Rule 734. And there's a whole lot more to it. A lot of people have very negative preconceptions about wealth and riches. They need to be combated, or else self-sabotage and self-doubt can take over. And there's many methods to buy and sell inside the market. You're just like a master chef. You just combine these different methods to your personality. This knowledge lays the foundations of how to effectively borsog. And borsog is Rule 621. Buy on red, that's the bor. Sell on green, that's the sog. Borsog. Several members of our global family are going through life pullbacks, and some are quite severe. Please know that our healing love and thoughts are with you. You're not alone. You have a whole community that loves you and cares about you. The sun will come out again, and there's always hope. As a global family, we subscribe to positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations. We understand that in life, what and who you are is much more important than what you do, or how much money that you have. Money is always the end result of putting in the hard work through persistence and commitment, and happiness is the hard work of being kind and caring, having integrity and decency, which creates inner and outer peace. All people want to be happy, but without the real wealth foundations, it's really difficult to get there. So instead they say, I just want to be rich and that will solve my problems. Being rich doesn't solve problems at all. What we really look for as we go through life is to belong and to have good friends around us. To have good friends around us, we must be a good friend first. A lot of people would say, Ken, hang on, this is a crypto channel. What's all this stuff for? It's all about getting the right relationship with money. Money is the stock in trade of a crypto technical analyst. We use money like we use seeds to plant a crop. We actually put those seeds into the market. They're our buy orders. And then we wait for price to come to us, and then the buy order fills and we put a sell order, and we have to wait for the market to return to us what the market will actually return to us. We can't force the market. We control the trade, but the market controls the return. Without maintaining real wealth foundations, people will get very impatient, they'll get angry, they'll do all sorts of things, and all of those things will work against them. Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. When you look at the crypto market right now, what do you think the stock market did in the past trading session? Let's examine it, let's run the numbers on it. What did we see? Basically, we were here yesterday. Fear spiked up, it waved and then spiked up again. What did that do to the stock market? Well, we had a little bit of a rally and then we had a sell-off. We do have a level of support there. That level of support will be at 11,689. So what we can actually see is that we broke above this resistance. This is a key resistance level to get above. We rallied up, and this is an unmaintainable slope. It's too sharp an angle. And what happened? It reflected back to a lower support line. This is really actually healthy price action. Although it doesn't feel like it, we always want the market days to be green because we're buying and going long. We don't use leverage. And for borsogging, we just get into the synchronization of the market using coffee money. What is happening here macroeconomically? We can see bond prices did a retracement. Bond yields did a leg up. Look at gold. Gold is not feeling very well. It's really hung over. It's under all of this resistance. It's being really suppressed price-wise. And when we look at the DXY has been going on an absolute rampage, up and up and up. It's got a slight wave down at the moment. And then when we look at oil prices are going down. We can see they're under a level of resistance at the moment. And something interesting, the junk bonds, they're actually coming up. This is a restoration of confidence or risk-on behavior inside the market. This is almost indicating that the probability of actually bouncing from this support line could be quite strong. Even if we bounce from there, we've got to get over another level of resistance. And the stock market does move really slowly in comparison to crypto. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Looking at the crypto fear and greed index, what we saw was a couple of days ago, it was 24 for 2 days, and then it came down to 22. It's now at 16. We're back into extreme fear. Remember how I was pointing out this? We might be getting something like this again. Just bear in mind that these patterns tend to play out inside the crypto market. And why is that? Because price is always moving in a wave. And when we have a look at Bitcoin's price action, you can see we rallied up to around 21,500, came down again to about 19,245, and then rallied up to about 21,640, and then we've come down. This is why it's a trader's market at the moment, because we can take advantage of this up and down natural wave pattern movement inside the crypto market with Borsog. And that's how and why I've been making those returns on the Borsog channel. When you see waves like this is why we buy on red and sell on green. It's a very effective strategy, and it actually helps you to deal with losses because we're looking for these, especially these long tail rejections. You can always buy lower, and buying on red means you don't just all in and more on one particular position. You do your risk management and you spread your buy orders way down as low as you can go. We're actually at daily support right now. I would technically expect a bounce. Do we and are we guaranteed a bounce? Not necessarily, but the probabilities would suggest that. When we do borsogging, we use ANF. What we do is we say, what if price goes against us? We don't look at if price goes for us first. We look at if price goes against us. What if it goes nowhere? That's the N. And what if it goes for us? That's the F. So A and F is against, nowhere, and for. Remember, you control the trade, but the market controls the return. Let's have a look at the longs and the shorts. When we actually see this green line, they are the number of margin longs in the market. They were coming out. The longs were leaving the market. Now they're getting back in. They're buying the dip. And what about the shorts? They're saying, ouch, we're coming up to a support level. I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to close off my position. We can see this has happened before. When the shorts were just rampaging, they were going up as price was coming down, and the longs were coming out of the market as well. When they started to kick up, price started to bottom out. So probabilities would tell us this is on the cards. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed, but it is definitely a probability. We know that all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. But trading requires a completely different mindset. It also requires you to run the numbers and to do that CTKS process that I showed you before if you want to be successful. And one thing that you would want to keep away from when you're just new into the crypto market is leverage. Every day we read out hundreds of millions of liquidations. These are people who have been cut out of their position. They've lost money. These are losses. And when we look at the past 24 hours, 198.96 million was liquidated across 67,042 traders. Over the past 24 hours, 85% of total liquidations were long liquidations. What about the past 12 hours? 75% long. What about the past 4 hours? 92% long. What about the past hour? 83.5% long. So we can see the longs are getting hit. They're getting slapped around by the shorts. Oh, shorts, so naughty. And what do we see here? So we can see that there are always shorts that are liquidated. Even if the majority are long liquidations, there are always short liquidations as well. This is why you must be very, very careful when you go into leverage trading. If you're a professional, you can do it. And hey, why not? You're a professional. You're consistently profitable. But if you're not consistently profitable, if you're defaced from the market, you will actually buy at the wrong time and sell at the wrong time. That's why I created Borsog and Borsog Trader to help you to get into synchronization with the market. And the market is really pesky. It's always changing its character. We're like crypto detectives. We're trying to figure out where price would go. So the more data that we have, the better we are off. So when you actually look at Maxpay, this can give us a bit of an indication as to where price is going. But remember, a couple of days ago, we were looking at about 21,500 and we closed down below that at about 2,500. And if you think about the Maxpay is always moving in alignment with what the price is. Does Maxpay move the price or does price move the Maxpay? Please let me know what you think in the comments. But what we actually see here is that we're expecting tomorrow 20,000 in Maxpay, and note that support line that I've been talking about where we could probabilistically get a bit of a kick up. And what do we see here? The actual Maxpay for the next day is 19,500, literally just on that support line. These kind of things are not by mistake. So does this mean that the Maxpay is some kind of crystal ball and we can just use it and we'll know exactly what's going on? No, not really. When we actually saw price come up, we saw that options were 19,500, then 19, just at this level, but price was all the way up here, nearly 20,500. So just bear this in mind. This green area is where Maxpay moves up. I'm so ahead of myself. And the red area is where Maxpay moves down. You can see Maxpay was moving up to meet price. Here Maxpay is moving down to meet price. Maxpay is always trying to meet price. Looking at the top 100 for the greatest gainers, we can see they're fairly thin on the water. Only HT up 1%. That's basically nothing. ICP up 0.5%. And incredibly very small. Greatest losers, USTC, Tezos down about 10%, LRC down 9.6%, Atom down 9.43%, Arweave down 9.41%, ZEC down 8.33%. If we turn to the top 200 cryptos, we can see a different story. We can see VGX up 133%. Please note, VGX is associated with Voyager Digital, a crypto broker that has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protections in New York. Just be aware, that could go to zero. And we can see CKB up 21.31%, WIN up 15.86%, Secret up nearly 8.5%. You get the idea. There are always opportunities inside the crypto market, but please do your own research. You need to know what you're putting money into. And also, I never endorse any project. I'm a firm believer that you get from the market what your knowledge and your skills and your commitment and persistence have put in. So please always do your own research. ELF is down 17.5%, TWT down 11.43%, WaxP or Wax down nearly 8%, LivePeer down 7.25%. You get the idea. When you actually look deeper into the crypto market, you will often uncover some pretty good gems. But you always need to exercise a degree of caution and always have your A&F strategy planned out in advance. An important part of our process is we need to actually understand how Bitcoin's gravity is playing out on all the alts. When we look on a 15-minute basis, look at Bitcoin, it's coming down. We compare that to Ethereum. We can see Ethereum following the directional bias of Bitcoin. And when we look at Binance Coin, BNB, we can see exactly the same thing. XRP is starting to diverge. These little divergences can give you some hidden clues. ADA, Cardano is coming down. Johan in yesterday's video said something really interesting and I wanted to share it with everyone. Hi Ken, to Ken and Kate and co. I recognize Ada's personality lazing around by the pool. If this is the weather, Ada is under it. Come on Charles, get it together. All Ken's quotes from the previous times Ada has done this. It does nothing for ages, then shoots up. Yes, it does. Thank you for pointing out the importance of learning the personalities of individual cryptos. One of the most helpful guides, in my opinion. Thanks so much, Johan. And Badger said, different trading strategies for different crypto personalities. Very wise words, my friend. Thank you for also sharing, Badger. Keeping your eyes on the personality of these cryptos is really important. I can't overstress how important it actually is. Have a look at Solana, following Bitcoin's gravity down to the ping. What about Doge? Just going with Bitcoin's gravity at the moment. What about DOT? Doing the same thing. As a community, we focus on positive excellence and also inner and outer peace. This is really important when it comes to trading and investing. What you'll often find is that fear will disrupt your inner peace and your outer peace, and it will cause you to act against your own self-interests. Yesterday, I asked the community, what do you think about the idea of consideration as it applies to other people? And Art said something very beautiful. Thanks Ken and Kate for your consideration every day. Oh, you're so welcome, Art. And of course, everybody is welcome. It's beautiful to be here. You not only teach real wealth concepts, but you live them. You encourage new traders to use coffee money to get started. This is very considerate because if new traders came into the channel that were only focused on 10x returns with piles of capital, they wouldn't stand a chance. And Art and myself have been in financial markets for decades. It's absolutely correct. You don't accept advertising money for your constant giving to your community. How considerate is that? The synonym of consideration is kindness. I admire that you are kind even to those who publicly question your perspective on the market. Your responses are very considerate, but you have no issues setting boundaries, which expresses consideration for your community as well. I could go on, but I'm sure I speak for all of us here. We appreciate your kindness and consideration. How beautiful art. Thank you, my friend. And Meditative Mind had a really good addition to this. When you are kind, the body releases oxytocin, which is an overall mood and well-being enhancer, and dopamine, which gives you a euphoric feeling. Being kind to others is being kind to yourself and improving your health. Wow, that's a good benefit. Looking after your health starts with a positive mental outlook. And as Beardy said, life is always moving in a wave. We go up and down, and life can get really hard. And it does get hard, but keeping a positive mental outlook and also being considerate of others is really important. And Flamingo, very good comment. We get back exactly what we put out into this world. If you put out kindness, you'll get back kindness, because that's just the gravitational pull of your personality. If you put out negativity and conflict and all those kinds of things, you'll get that back. That will be the gravitational pull as well. Anybody can change their gravitational pull at any time. And to someone you know, thank you very much, my friend. After a literal 14-hour day at my brick and mortar job, there was no way I was going to bed without watching your daily video first. They say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I feel so blessed to have found this in my life. Everyone is telling me to run for the hills, but with the knowledge I've gained, I now know why 99% of the market loses their money trading too smart money, and that's because they leave the dance floor, or they get on the dance floor at the wrong times. And thank you so much for your kind generosity, my friend. With your pattern recognition analysis, I want you to keep an eye on Bitcoin's gravity here. Notice how it's angling down at this specific angle. What happens when we look at Tron? Remember that specific angle. Tron had bottomed out before Bitcoin had bottomed out. This shows a lot of strength in Tron. Could be something to keep on your radar. Remember, always do your own research. I just point things out for you. SHIB, following Bitcoin's gravitational pull, as is AVAX. Look at Matic. It diverged and came down because we know no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, but it's certainly been showing a lot of strength in relationship to other cryptos. What about Uni? Uni's looking quite interesting. Look at this strength Uni is starting to show. Backing strength is always the way to go in crypto. The weak get weaker and the strong get stronger, and there's always a changing of the guards, but whilst things are getting stronger, hey, go with it. Litecoin, we can see a bit of a divergence here, just a minute amount within the relative Bitcoin gravitational field pulling out. I'll show you what I mean. You can see that Bitcoin came down, but Litecoin has come down less. It's showing more strength. These look minute, but that's the way that you've got to train your eye. FTT just coming down in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Chainlink, look at this wobbling all over the place, above and below. Very, very different from cryptos that actually, like Litecoin, are tracking Bitcoin's price momentum. Just keep that in mind as well. Thank you, Brett, for your kind comment about consideration. Consideration helps us focus on others' needs, thoughts, and feelings. It helps us be less selfish and less self-centered, which can help with depression and anxiety. This is really important. If you think about what Brett is saying here, consideration is kindness in action. It helps us focus on other people's needs and thoughts and feelings. A lot of people are in a lot of pain. Focusing on other people's needs and thoughts and feelings would be the last thing they would want to contend with. But it actually, if you want to get over any form of negative feeling, that's the first thing that will help you. Brett goes on to say, if we were all a little bit more considerate, then we would all have a little bit more peace and love in the world. That's really beautiful, Brett. Thank you. And Crypto Turtle had some really good things to say as well. Consideration is about thinking about others before you act. That's really, really clever. Those with ego or a nasty nature will not consider others. This is actually pretty interesting. When we talk about integrity and decency, when the ego takes over, integrity and decency actually fly out the window. Teaching children at a young age about consideration is really important. And Crypto Turtle, never one to mince words, he says, someone, when they throw a tantrum, Crypto Turtle is saying, were these people spoiled as a child and have not yet grown up? It's a really interesting way to look at it, because if we do look at it in that perspective, all of life is about maturity. And if you are not mature, you will not make the returns out of the crypto market. And you might say, Ken, that's a bit harsh. What do you mean? If I'm not mature, I won't make the returns. Well, you can make returns, of course, but you will make far less because you will be battered by emotion. Being battered by emotion means that people are in zone 1 or zone 2. When we are considerate of ourselves and others, when we have kindness and generosity, all of those great things, inner and outer peace, we're in zone 3 and zone 4. They are the zones that you make realistic money in. Let's have a look at some more cryptos. We can see Stellar, XLM, just coming down in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity. NEAR coming down as well. We've got a slight improvement in the strength of NEAR. Go NEAR! Cosmos Atom, look at that sell down. That's actually uncharacteristic of a lot of the cryptos that we've been looking at. That's a really strong sell down. What does that mean? Please let me know in the comments. I'm really interested in your active learning. It will make all the difference to your personal bottom line. Algo, just moving in accordance with Bitcoin's gravity. Bitcoin Cash, just moving in accordance. Ethereum Classic, also. And what about VET, just moving with Bitcoin's directional bias, as is Mana, Decentraland. Badger said it really well. Being considerate is awareness that other people matter. They do. Everybody matters in this world. We are a society. We all work together. Sometimes people think that they can offload on another person. If you're considerate, you just won't do that. Because you know that the negativity you'll give out, you'll get back. You don't want to plant those negative seeds. They come back and they're weeds and thorns and thistles. They're all the ugly stuff. Seeking understanding is the way to go, and not blaming. Blaming is the single most destructive emotion on the planet. Kindness is pleasant and contagious. On your Badger. And let me know, Barry, if you consider someone else in a situation, you may find yourself less frustrated. That's really good advice. Trade careful thought and kindness, not anger and frustration, in life and in the market. Well done, my friend. Awesome. And Flamingo said, being considerate of others, especially their feelings, is part of being a decent person. And Flamingo says, everything we say and do comes back to us. So we want to put out good stuff because that will come back as well. And have a great trip, Flamingo. We already miss you. Let's have a look at the gravitational pull of some more cryptos. Flow, we can see just moving with alignment in Bitcoin's gravity as well, as is Ape. We can see some divergence here with Sand. It's showing pre-strength. This is very interesting. It could be one to keep your eye on. And when we look at HBAR, we can see just recently, following Bitcoin's gravitational pull, Tezos, look at this difference. This is really, really interesting. And have a look at ICP. ICP has been particularly strong of late. Was a very strong project when it was released, and then just crashed and burned. At one stage, ICP traded at $1,300. It's now $6.30. Please be careful. And you have to research every single crypto. Don't just wildly jump on any crypto. You need to know what you're doing. And that, of course, is not to say that ICP won't go up. It can, but it could come down as well. So just be a little bit careful with that project. Let's have a look at Theta. Just following Bitcoin's gravity, Axie Infinity is also doing that. But remember, when you're borsogging, you're not staying in for a long time, so you can trade pretty much anything you want. so long as it's going to be around at least until tomorrow, or perhaps for the week. And thank you also to Oscar for your very brilliant comments here. To be able to give consideration to others, one needs to have a certain level of calm first. That inner peace is really important. The concept is to care for yourself before you can care for others. If you observe somebody consistently considering others, that person usually has several important things figured out for themselves, as to have enough mental space to watch out for others. Inversely, a person's inability to consider others is a great marker for inner turmoil. From this, the guiding question of what would have to happen for me to be able to consider others will reveal new ways to order your life. It's absolutely brilliant, Oscar. Oscar goes on to say, just imagine how buying a coffee becomes a satisfying experience when the staff is considerate at every single interaction, from greeting you prior to selecting their shop to still being friendly after payment is transacted. Similarly, if we are considerate in all our interactions, it makes the life of people around us better. Just beautiful. And to Nenad, being considerate to others helped me become considerate to myself and understand myself better. Just beautiful, my friend. We can think of consideration as respecting the needs and feelings of others. Other people are not more important than us, but they're not less important either. We're all important. And considering the needs of others as important as your own is really important. Many times people don't stop and think about how their actions will impact or affect others. It often helps to put ourselves in other people's shoes and have empathy and look at things from their perspective, which is not always easy to do. But what is easy is generally not the way to go. What is hard is generally the thing that gives you the most value out of life. It's also good to remember that a moment of consideration often prevents 1,000 apologies. You don't want to apologize for things. If you can be considerate before, you won't need to. You'll actually find in life, your personality will support as much success as the strength of your personality. This is really critical to understand. A lot of people say, oh, I just want money. I want tons of it. But who is the person underneath? If the person has strong positive excellence, they will make that money guaranteed over time. It may not come instantly because only knowledge and experience can yield the results. But if you have the knowledge and experience and you are persistent and you are committed, you will make it. There is absolutely no question. That is why we actually talk about the deeper issues inside our beloved global family, because they matter. A lot of people proxy money for happiness. If you're just a little bit more considerate in your everyday dealings, a little bit more kind, you'll get happiness immediately. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. And please also check out the Borsog Trader YouTube channel. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. Using the links in the description, you can get 80% off the masterclass by contacting an ambassador, but please use the link. And you can also directly message me on Twitter at any time if you have any questions. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now. Oh, you're still here. Fantastic. You're a legend. Please pop the word legend somewhere in the comments and you can be really creative with it. Have a great day or night ahead, my friend, and see you next time.